Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
You are welcome back again to geography class. So far, we are making progress. We have discussed in our previous classes. We have discussed so far some topics that let me use this opportunity to remind us again. We've talked about the definition of geography, the scope of geography. We went ahead to look at the branches, and also we talk about the importance of geography. Then we look at the local geography and why do we study local geography. The local community, the village, the town, the local governments, and even the states. Then we went ahead to look at the Earth and other planets. Solar system we define. Look at the shape of the Earth. Evidence to prove that the Earth was not flat, as we maybe must have thought before now. We proved that Earth was not flat but spherical. And we went ahead to look at the important lines on the globe. The line of latitude, the line of longitude. We use longitude to what? To calculate time, and latitude to what? To know the distance between 2 points on the globe. Now, we are going to look at today the structure of the Earth. Remember, geography deals with the Earth. So anything that concerns the Earth, that is where geography pitch the tent. So we are now looking at the structure of the Earth. The structure of the Earth is divided into two. As you can see from my diagram here. We have the outer structure and we have the inner structure. So we are going to look at them, in a detail. Now, why are we studying this? We are studying this because when you talk about the Earth, which is the main concern of geography, you must study both the outside and also the inner. What do you see after this solid structure that you can see? What happened there? What happened in the atmosphere where your naked eye could not go? What happened? They are part of the Earth. So for us to have a proper knowledge that we have studied geography, we must study every aspect of geography. Now we are looking, as I said, the structure of the Earth. And the structure of the Earth is divided into two. We have the outer structure, or the outer layers. And those outer layers, I'm going to name them. Number one, we talk about the atmosphere. The atmosphere. Number two, we talk about the biosphere. Number three, we talk about the lithosphere. Number four, we talk about the hydrosphere. All these are sphere. We are talking about the outer structure now, or the outer layers of the Earth. Remember, we are dealing with the structure of the Earth, and we say that the structure of the Earth is divided into two. We have the outer, or the outer structure, outer layers of the Earth. Then number two, we have the inner structure. And the outer layers, these are, the layers. Number one, we have the atmosphere. From this word atmo means a sphere, a space that is full of air and gases. So when we talk about the atmosphere, we are talking about part of the Earth outer layers that is occupied with air and other mixture of what? Of gases. like nitrogen, like oxygen, like carbon dioxide, and so on and so forth. So the zone that is occupied by this mixture of gases and the air is what we call the atmosphere. Then we talk about biosphere. The word bio means life. Bio. Some of us, we are offering biology. So in your study of biology, your biology master must have defined biology as the study of life. So when we are talking about biosphere, we are talking about a sphere. Remember, we said atmo means what? Air. Bio means what? Life. Litho means what? Solid. Hydro means what? Water. So sphere is a space. This your classroom can be a sphere, a space occupied by something. So atmo means what? Air, gases. Then bio means what? Life. So when we are talking about biosphere, we are talking about the portion of the earth that is occupied, is the active portion of the earth, because that is where life exists. You talk about you and I, you talk about other microorganisms, you talk about insects, you talk about animals, you talk about even the trees that you see. They occupy the what? The portion of the outer structure of the earth called what? Biosphere. Then we have the lithosphere. The lithosphere is the solid part of the earth structure, the solid part of the earth structure. Then finally we have the hydro. I said hydro means what? Water. Litho means what? Solid. Bio means what? Life. Atmo means what? Air, gases. So sphere is a space. So part of the air that is occupied by air, by gases, we call it atmosphere. The one occupied by life, we call it biosphere. The one occupied by solids like rocks and the rest, we call it lithosphere. While the one that is occupied by water, we call it what? Hydrosphere. So these are the four spheres that made up the outer structure of the earth. Remember, we are looking at the structure of the earth, and we say the structure of the earth is divided into what? Into two. Number one, outer structure. Number two, what? Inner structure. Now we are going to go to the inner structure. The inner structure of the earth, if you can see it here, we have the inner structure. Inner. Number one, we have the mantle or the mesosphere. We have number two, we have the core, or we call it barysphere. So this one is part of the outer distance. So this lithosphere, as you can see from here, is what we call the earth crust. But the mantle, the mesosphere, and the barysphere form the internal structure of the earth. And this core, especially here, it contains what we call magmatic material. Magma. We are going to discuss it very soon in our next topic when we are talking about rocks and mountains. This core contains what we call, a magmatic materials. And these magmatic materials, they are boiling at a very high temperature. If there is any space for them to come out, they can come out, burst out, and begin to solidify, to form features like rocks, features like volcanic mountain, and so on and so forth. But here we are looking at the structure of the earth. The structure of the earth. Now we are going to look at what are the mineral components. What are the mineral components of this? When we talk about the crust here, it's made up of a mineral component known, two mineral components. We have silica and magnesium. I don't know whether you can see it very well. Let me write it very well. Let me write. We are talking about the lithosphere now. The lithosphere is made up of the mineral constituents of lithosphere. We have the silica and magnesium. If you combine, if you take these first two letters and first two letters, it is known as what? Sima. Are you hearing me? Now, you talk about core. That is the barysphere. Here is the lithosphere. Here is the barysphere. Now, this barysphere has a mineral constituent of silica and aluminium. Now, if you take S first, the chemical formula of silica and the chemical formula of aluminium, you match them together, it's called what? Cl. Understand? But Sima is denser. It's denser than Cl. It has a weight of 2.7. 2.7. So, why do you want to study this? You want to study this because you have gotten the foundation of the structure. By the time we get to the next topic, that is we are going to look at how rocks are formed. I'll be referring you to this because it's from here, the magmatic materials, the core materials here. If there is any crack from the lithosphere down to this point, these materials begin to come out, and once they come out, they solidify either to form igneous rock or to form what we call volcanic mountain. So we are laying a foundation. That is why the topic is very brief. Just know the outer structure and the inner structure. The outer structure, I said, is made up of these spheres: the atmosphere, the biosphere, the lithosphere, the hydrosphere. Now, before I even go, now let's look at atmosphere, for instance. If they ask you, for instance, what is the uses of atmosphere to man? You know that atmosphere provides, gases for respiration, gases for photosynthesis, because plant manufacture their food for us so that we eat. That is our photosynthesis. They photosynthesize their food. Now they they give us oxygen, and we give them carbon dioxide. So without the gases in the atmosphere, man cannot exist. Then we talk about biosphere. Biosphere is as I said, the active portion of the earth, active portion. And we have some, like the biosphere, we have the autotroph. Biosphere, these are the animals that can manufacture their food for themselves. They are living. Then we have the producer, those that produce food for us. Then we have the decomposer, those that decompose the food after maybe the plant manufacture food for you. After some time you die. When you die and you are buried, there are some bacteria. They are living. That is why they form the biosphere. They will act on your what? On your dead body. Decayed, add nutrients to the what? To the soil. Then the plant will use that soil to produce again. Can you see? It is a form of it's a cyclic form. That is why we say that every aspect of atmosphere, of environment, they are symbiotic. They live. One cannot act independently. We depend on each other. Then when we talk about lithosphere, that is the solid portion where you are standing, where you are sitting as a student, is what? The solid portion of the earth. Then when we talk about hydrosphere, the portion that is made up of water. What do we use water for? Number 1, for domestic purpose. Number 2, for industrial. Number 3, for irrigation. Number 4, for transportation. Many. So these are the importance of this sphere to man. So whenever you are asked to list or give importance of this, look at them. Number one, this one, the air, what do you do with them? Number two, the biosphere. Number three, the lithosphere. Number four, the hydrosphere. But the most important thing that we are discussing here is to lay the foundation for the next topic, which is what? Which is rocks. We are going to look at different types of rock and their mode of formation. So with this, we have come to the end of the structure of the earth at our level. This is what we can take for now. We've known the outer structure, known the inner structure, then know the chemical constituent of the inner structure, and you know what are these spheres, what are their composition, the atmosphere, the biosphere, the lithosphere, the hydrosphere. And this is the diagram of the internal structure of the earth. So our next topic as we proceed is rocks. That is what we are going to consider next.